You best keep going. Save us from the UFC commentary. I genuinely believe, chat, in 10 years, there is an opportunity. If we keep growing, and I mean by us, I mean like the non-corporate YouTube MMA guys. If we keep going and we actually unify instead of bickering amongst each other, we could become the new MMA leaders, I think. Because it's all about influence at the end of the day. Like, really think about it. If we all build up enough channels to all have millions of subs and, you know, which probably won't ever happen, but we could actually have some kind of power in this scene. And I think we need it because we can relate to the MMA fan a lot better than anyone else can. Way better than anyone else that is currently in the UFC. UFC puts, oh, they're going to love Yan Zhao Nanjang Wei Li on UFC 300. They're out of touch. The Weasel's voiceovers were featured in this week's countdown. Fuck off, dude. They did that to spite me. I was supposed to be in there. Thank you for the $5 Canadian. Can't trust the Weasel's breakdowns after you exposed multiple times for blatantly misrepresenting fights. Guy has no idea what he's talking about. Well, he does have an idea what he's talking about. You can't be that fucking blatant, that strongly worded of it. But there are holes in his knowledge of it, yeah. Like he had Whitaker above Adesanya in an all-time pound-for-pound list. Like, even though that pound-for-pound list was on the spot, there's yes or no, chat, with the Weasel pre-recording his videos and editing his videos, him doing it on the spot is almost like a built-in excuse for that. Like, he's not live when someone asks me what my top 10 pound-for-pound list is, and I'm like, well, this is on the spot. He pre-records the video, edits it. So him saying, oh, this is just off the top of my head, by the way, guys. No, it's not. Yeah, I mean, not off the top of your head. And if it is, you're just using that as like a excuse, basically. But I like the Weasel's content. I don't watch it, but I think it's good content. He knows his stuff. There's just certain things where he's like, ah, damn, you don't watch certain things. $5. I gave up on the Weasel when he said he didn't think Pavlovich would be able to score a takedown on Tuivasa during their fight. Haven't watched since. What do you mean, didn't think he'd be able to score a takedown? Oh, he thought Pavlovich was a grappler. That you've got it wrong. Good straight right from Bolaños. Yeah, the Weasel didn't say that Pavlovich wouldn't be able to score a take or would be able to score a take. Oh, he didn't think. He sort of spoke about the Pavlovich fight like Pavlovich wasn't a boxer. He sort of saw him as a grappler. And you can say that if you just look at his Tapology page, or a page of his on somewhere if you do your research, because it will say that he has a background in Greco-Roman wrestling. But if you ever watched Pavlovich's fights, you know he's a boxer. And that's all he does is box. So he said that Pavlovich is a grappler and he doesn't want to stand with Tuivasa. He's going to have to grapple to win. And I don't think he's going to be able to get one. Yeah, I mean, but Pavlovich is a boxer. Thank you for the $2. Want to see a jock brutally stomp on Mikey's nerd head. I actually really am rooting for SNEAKO over Mikey Musumeci, dude. I'd love for jiu-jitsu people to be fucking crushed.
There we go. Okay. Is this guy going to replace Wade? Someone's got faith in me.
Mentally crushed. Sorry. I really want them to get mentally crushed and have their whole personality destroyed by one SNEAKO, dude. I love that shit. If Mikey Musumeci was trying to roll for a leg and just got his fucking face caved in.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, chat, is that really the strategy?
Shit.
Think about that. He comes in to try to grab like he's rolling on the floor to try to grab my heel and just bah! Like coming like Masvidal, like the fight starts. Right? I'm in the back of the octagon. I'm just here.
Thank you for the $5. Would you rather be gay or a woman? I reckon I could snap out at being gay if I was gay. Dude, those are the scariest films. Whenever there's some kind of variant of human, inbred humans, they need to make more horror films like that because that is the truly scary part. Because it's like, it's not far from the truth. You know what I mean? They do need to make a horror film about Dagestan or some shit. Thank you for the $2. Jesse on Fire's garbage. Worst shite ever. It's not garbage. Clearly, it's something because he does get viewers, but his viewers have dropped off quite a bit recently. What's he at now? Yeah, it's just the titles are just, I think people get sick of it when there's too much. You know what I mean? So he's not getting viral videos anymore as he once was. You know? Dana White hates Magomed Ankalaev. Dana White, Nate Diaz confirms UFC 300 rumor. It's all just trick you to watch. People don't really like that after a while. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's something that me and Lucas Tracy do quite well, is we don't actually trick anyone to watch anything, you know? But I get it. It's the game of YouTube. You've got to do a little bit of clickbait, but yeah. He's still grinding, though. He's done 3 videos today, Jesse on Fire. So he's still doing his thing. I just think he should go live more. I think they should all go live more. Why is no one live every day? We should have a live corner of YouTube with all of these channels going live and shit like that. Can't get over how mid UFC 300 is looking. It's not looking mid compared to a normal card, but it's just not looking like what UFC 300 should look like. I miss In the Pocket MMA. ITP MMA, yeah. He got demonetized and he got in trouble. So, yeah. And his mum wasn't too fond of his channel, I heard as well. Thank you for the $5 Canadian, dude. But yeah, I've seen him. Thank you for the $5, Arrow 810. Hot take, but we act like Stipe Jones is an easy win, but Jones does struggle against boxers with similar size. I know Stipe is old, but there's still a chance. True. And he did say he would fight Aspinall afterwards. Like, he's not saying he's going to retire. So it's true. Yeah, he does have a solid chance against Jones. He does. I respect it. We'll see. I'm hoping he beats him, because then we can get Aspinall actually fighting for a lineal belt, but we'll see. Well, it wouldn't be a lineal belt. That's another thing I want to mention as well about John Jones. Everyone who talks about it is acting like Jones is the real champ and Aspinall's the fake champ. They both didn't beat a fucking champion. Am I wrong? So it basically comes down to who's better to get a belt from, Cyril Gane or Sergey Pavlovich. And that is actually up for debate. Pavlovich hadn't lost to the top dogs yet, and Pavlovich made way easier work than everyone that Gane struggled against. I say struggled, but you know what I mean. Look at Gane versus Derek Lewis, and then look at Pavlovich, Derek Lewis. I know they're different fight styles, but still, it's heavyweight. Look at Gane versus Tai Tuivasa. Look at Pavlovich versus Tuivasa. You know? Thank you very much for the $2. UFC good fighters, shit characters. Yeah, well, training to be a fucking world champion don't have a lot of time to develop personality, mate. You know what I mean? Some of them are cool, though. Hot take. I've already read it. Wrong Turn movie is the most inbred horror. Nah, Hills Have Eyes is the most inbred horror, dude. When I was a kid, my dad fell asleep on the remote of Hills Have Eyes. Scarred me for years. I'm not joking. My dad was watching Hills Have Eyes. I was watching it with him and like hiding behind my like cushion and shit, watching it. And like looking away at certain bits. He fell asleep on the fucking remote. I watched the whole thing on my own. Well, not the whole thing, but like the last 60% of it on my own. And if you've watched that film, I was young watching. If you know the scene in that film where the king of the Hills Have Eyes kidnaps that woman, I was watching that at like 8 years old. I'm not even joking. Everyone knows the scene I'm talking about in that film, dude.